In this audiobook summary, we will delve into The Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins, a book that offers straightforward and practical advice on how to achieve and maintain financial independence. Stay with us till the end, as the insights you gain here could be the key to transforming your financial life. The author, J.L. Collins, always wanted to impart financial knowledge to his daughter to ensure she remained financially stable. In 2011, when Collins's daughter returned home from college, he asked her, "Do you know how to manage your money? Because money is very important in life." His daughter replied, "Yes, Dad, I know money is important, but there are many other things I want to focus on in my life. I can't just keep thinking about money all the time." Hearing this, Collins realized that he needed to write down all his financial knowledge for his daughter. This way, even when he is no longer around, she can follow his guidance and remain financially independent. He compiled all his financial wisdom into a book and titled it The Simple Path to Wealth. In this summary, we will explore how, according to Collins, we can achieve financial freedom. Collins believes that there are two phases to achieving financial freedom: wealth accumulation and wealth preservation. Wealth accumulation. This phase involves saving and investing enough money to cover your basic needs without worrying about where your next meal, clothes, or shelter will come from. The goal is to gather sufficient funds to ensure your basic needs are always met. Wealth preservation. Once you have accumulated enough wealth, the next phase is to preserve it. This means withdrawing just enough money each year to remain financially free for the rest of your life. The idea is to maintain your wealth so that it supports you indefinitely. This book has gained immense popularity because of its straightforward and practical approach to financial management. It provides a clear roadmap for achieving and maintaining financial independence, making it a must-read for anyone looking to secure their financial future. So, let's dive in and uncover the secrets to financial freedom. Listen till the end to make sure you don't miss out on any valuable insights that could help you achieve the financial stability and freedom you've always dreamed of. In this world, spending money is the easiest thing to do, but earning it is extremely difficult. Therefore, it is crucial that we understand and master the art of making money. If we fail to learn this, we will remain slaves to money our entire lives. You might think that you are still young and have your whole life ahead to earn money. Perhaps today, you don't face any financial problems. But financial problems never announce their arrival. We all encounter financial issues at some point in our lives, so why not be prepared in advance? The longer you take to learn about money, the more people will take advantage of you. Because in today's world, everyone is chasing money. If you have money today, people will try various ways to extract it from you. You must have heard the story about a monk and a minister. They were best friends in childhood, but grew up and got busy with their respective lives, leading entirely different worlds. The minister became an advisor to a king and lived a life of luxury. He wore expensive clothes and ate fine food. Years later, the two old friends met again. The minister pitied his friend, the monk, who had become thin and wore ragged clothes. The minister advised him that if he learned to serve the king, he too could live a life of comfort and luxury without the need to eat simple food and live in poverty. Hearing the minister's words, the monk was not offended at all. He simply replied, "If you could be happy eating simple food, perhaps you wouldn't need to work for the king either." So, according to this story, are you the minister or the monk? Author J.L. Collins considers himself a monk. As far as he can remember, he has always strived to be financially independent. Collins never dreamed of having so much money that he could swim in it, but he did want enough money to live a comfortable life with his family. This goal inspired him to work smart instead of hard. However, Collins's life was not always smooth. He faced numerous financial problems. Many of his decisions failed miserably, but he learned a lot from his failures. He never gave up. Instead, he analyzed and learned from his mistakes. Throughout his life, he worked various jobs. There was even a time when both he and his wife were jobless for an extended period. But Collins doesn't dwell on those old memories. Do you know why? Because later, he made enough money to support his family comfortably. This story of financial struggle and ultimate success forms the foundation of The Simple Path to Wealth, where Collins shares the wisdom and strategies he developed over the years to achieve financial independence. The book is not just a guide, but a comprehensive blueprint for anyone seeking to take control of their financial future. Debt, the unacceptable burden. When Collins graduated, he received his first credit card. Like any ordinary person, he was thrilled to have his own credit card and was excited to use it. However, the biggest drawback of a credit card is that it's difficult to keep track of expenses. People tend to pull out their credit cards and shop impulsively. Collins was no exception. He used his card without worrying about how much he was spending. In the first month, he had a total bill of $3,000. At the bottom of the bill, the bank mentioned minimum payment due, $100. Collins couldn't believe his eyes. He had shopped for $3,000, but only had to pay $100 that month. And not only that, he could continue shopping more. He thought, wow, what a great deal. But then he remembered his father's words. If something seems too good to be true, it probably is. Banks try to distract you with the ease of paying only a small amount each month, hiding the consequences of such arrangements. What the bank didn't tell Collins was that the remaining $2,900 would accrue interest every month. Look around, and you'll easily find many people living in debt. In fact, it's rare to find someone who isn't in debt because loans have become so normal. People want to live a high-quality life, even if it's on borrowed money. They take loans from banks to fulfill their desires. But if you are one of those people, you need to change your mindset. You will never achieve financial independence if you rely on loans or debts. Collins sees no sense in this. Yes, debt can increase your purchasing power, but essentially, taking a loan means you are spending money you don't have and will have to pay interest, which eats away your income. Another side effect of loans and debts is the psychological pressure they create. People stay stressed because they constantly worry about how to pay off the interest. They fail to control their spending and later regret it. Sometimes the situation becomes so overwhelming that people drive themselves crazy thinking about how to repay their debts. Therefore, it is clear from Collins's experience that you should avoid debt as much as possible. But if you already have debts, Collins advises paying them off according to their interest rates. If your debt is less than 3%, create a monthly payment system, although you should focus more on investing your money. If your debt falls between 3 to 5%, do what feels comfortable for you. Either pay off the debt or use it for investment. If the interest rate is 5% or higher, it is better to pay off the debt as quickly as possible. This might all sound simple and easy, right? But if you still have doubts, Collins suggests following these steps. 1. Calculate your total debt. First, total up all your debts to see how much you owe. 2. Cut unnecessary expenses. Reduce unnecessary spending. Only buy what is necessary. If you have food at home, why order from outside? This could save you around $20, which can go towards paying off your debt. Don't postpone paying off loans. You'll have to pay them eventually. 3. Rank your debts by interest rate. Rank all your debts according to their interest rates. Pay the minimum amount required for each debt and allocate the remaining money to the debt with the highest interest rate. 4. Repeat the process. Repeat this method until all your debts are paid off. This sounds simple because it actually is. However, paying off debt requires a lot of discipline. You will need to control your unnecessary expenses strictly. It may take several months, but once you follow these steps, you will learn how to use money wisely. You will no longer feel that money slips through your fingers. After that, you can focus on investments. How to think about money. The concept of FU money was a lifesaver for Collins and his family when he and his wife were jobless. Collins refers to FU money as extra money. The journey towards accumulating this money began when he was a young professional. After working for a couple of years, he wanted to travel to Europe. Collins had a great passion for traveling and wanted to take a break from his routine life. He asked his boss for a 6-week leave, knowing that his boss would likely refuse. To make it more appealing, he even mentioned that he wouldn't mind if the leave was unpaid. But do you know what Collins's boss said? He flatly refused to grant him the leave, so Collins resigned on the spot. He had enough money saved up to say FU and do whatever he wanted, like traveling, which was his passion. FU money is essentially the savings you accumulate, giving you the freedom to do as you please. Over time, Collins started investing his FU money. His wealth grew year after year. Collins lived a simple life, so his expenses were low. This FU money granted him financial freedom. It allowed him to make bold decisions, such as quitting his job. If his expenses were entirely dependent on his job, quitting wouldn't have been an option. Later, this financial freedom also enabled him to take early retirement. To build your own FU money, you need to change your mindset about money. Take any paper bill you have right now, place it on the table, and look at it. Now think about what this bill means to you. You could use it for a fancy dinner, a dog bed for your pet, or anything else. Spending money isn't a big deal, but there are only a few ways to use it wisely. Mike Tyson was one of the best and richest boxers in the world. He used to spend around $400,000 a month. He had a penchant for expensive things and lived a lifestyle that many could only dream of. Yet, despite earning so much money, Mike Tyson went bankrupt. It doesn't matter how much money you have. Without financial planning, reckless spending can leave you penniless. Mike Tyson isn't the only one who didn't value money. This could happen to you as well. But why should you think about money? First, get rid of the notion that money is just for spending. Money can generate more money for you. Whatever you spend, remember that the money you spend will never come back. Therefore, spend wisely on only the most necessary things. Second, always consider the opportunity cost. Let's say you want to buy a car for $20,000. Collins expects that you understand what buying a car means. If you spend $20,000, it means you have $20,000 less in your bank account. But also, consider the opportunity cost that comes with it. Opportunity cost is essentially the money you could have spent on other things. For example, if you buy a car, you lose the opportunity to invest that money elsewhere. What if you invested that $20,000 instead? What if, instead of buying a car, you came up with the idea of making more money from that $20,000? You can invest your money in something like the Vanguard Total Stock Market Index, VTSAX. Your money will grow at an annual rate of 8 to 12%. If you invest $20,000 in VTSAX at 8%, it would earn you $1,600 in a year. So, in reality, the car is costing you $21,600. Also, remember that $20,000 invested will continue to grow annually. So, would you prefer buying a new car or investing that money? Third, start viewing investments differently. Famous businessman Warren Buffett has made numerous investments. In 2008, he lost about $25 billion due to a market downturn. But such things happen. Stocks rise and fall. In 2008, Warren's net worth dropped from $62 billion to $37 billion. However, Warren didn't panic. He was prepared for such situations. Instead, he continued to invest in new stocks. And when the market recovered, as it always does, so did his investments. You need to approach your investments like Warren Buffett. To understand this easily, imagine you run a restaurant. In business, some days there are no customers, and other days there's a crowd. Every market experiences ups and downs. Just make sure that the company whose stocks you buy is strong and well established, one that is unlikely to go bankrupt. There's a major market crash coming, and even famous economists can't save you. There are many rumors and theories about the stock market. People often share various opinions and predictions which can instill fear in anyone, especially those with no experience in the stock market. Collins offers the following insights to help you understand the stock market better. 1. Market crashes are inevitable. A market crash is something that cannot be avoided. Sometimes people can foresee it, and sometimes they cannot. There are times when the market crashes and falls drastically. No one has control over it. If there were, everyone in the world would become an investor. 2. The market will always recover. Always remember that the market will recover. It always has. Never sell all your stocks at once during a market crash. This decision will set you apart from those who lose all their money in their investments. Therefore, you need to learn how to handle a crash. 3. The market trends upwards. The market always trends upwards over time. Hence, an investor's journey is filled with ups and downs. But you have to take that risk. Sometimes the market may remain down for months or even a year, but don't worry, it will eventually go up. 4. Continue learning. Once you invest, don't stop learning. Always listen to experts. Learn how to read the stock market. When it comes to the stock market, always use your brain, but also develop your emotional skills. When an investment opportunity feels right, pay attention to it. In other words, always trust your instincts. If you have decided to invest, you must expect ups and downs. The fact is that it is very disheartening to see your stocks decline. Watching your investments fall is tough, but it's okay. The stock market is a risky business. Don't lose hope. If not today, the market will recover tomorrow. Therefore, never lose your courage. Why most people lose money in the market? As mentioned before, losing money is a part of investing. If you cannot bear this, it's better to drop the idea of investing altogether. However, there are ways to minimize the chances of loss. Here are Collins's guidelines that you should follow. 1. There is no right time to enter the market. You might have thoughts like, invest only when the market is high. So, when the market is low, you avoid investing. When the market crashes, you panic and sell all your stocks. But you should not do any of this. There is no right time to enter the market. If the market is low, hold on to your stocks even if you get lower returns. 2. Don't think you can pick individual stocks. You need to invest in winning stocks, but it's impossible to predict which stock will perform well. Yes, there will be times when you get very low returns, but there's no need to get disheartened. Gains and losses are part of investing. 3. Focus on the beer, not the foam. When you drink beer, there's a trick to how you pour it into the glass. If you pour beer down the side of the glass, it doesn't foam up. But if you pour it quickly into the center, the glass fills with foam. In the stock market, this example is used as a saying. The actual core is the beer market. Your entire focus and time should be here. The foam is just background noise. It represents the media that spreads rumors about the market. These are the people in expensive business suits who shout at each other, presenting the performance of stocks as a dramatic show. Key points to remember. Timing the market. Trying to time the market is a losing game. Consistency in investment and holding on to your stocks during lows is more crucial. Stock picking. Rather than trying to pick individual winning stocks, diversify your investments. This approach reduces risk and increases the chances of overall returns. Media noise. Ignore the sensationalism and noise created by the media. Focus on long-term goals and the fundamental performance of your investments. By following these guidelines, you can reduce your chances of losing money and increase your chances of success in the stock market. Keeping it simple. Considerations and tools. Collins believes that simplicity is good, simple, and profitable. It is not necessary to make investing a complicated and intimidating process. For new investors, there are 3 key considerations and 3 essential tools you should be aware of. 3 considerations. 1. Stage of investing life. At what stage are you in your investing journey? Are you investing to build wealth, or are you investing to preserve the wealth you already have? 2. Risk tolerance. How much risk are you willing to take? Your ability to tolerate risk will influence your investment decisions. 3. Investment horizon. Is your investment short-term or long-term? The duration of your investment affects the level of risk you can take and aligns with your investment goals. These 3 considerations are interconnected. The length of your investment period will affect your risk-taking level, and your investment goals will influence both the time frame and the amount of risk you are willing to accept. Before answering these questions, Collins advises paying attention to these points. No safety guarantee. Collins repeatedly emphasizes that there is no guarantee of safety in investing. People often get scared by market fluctuations, but if you genuinely want your money to grow, you have to be willing to take risks. Importance of FU money. If you are reading this, it is a signal that you should start saving for FU money right away. The future is uncertain. You might lose your job or face a personal emergency tomorrow. Therefore, you should always be prepared. With answers to these 3 questions in hand, it's time to discuss the 3 tools that will help you build your portfolio. Your portfolio is an umbrella term for your various investments. Collins aims to explain these tools as simply as possible, knowing that they might sound intimidating. 3 essential tools. 1. Stocks. Stocks are good for long-term investments. If you choose the right stocks, you will get the best returns. Stocks are also good inflation hedges, meaning their value might fluctuate slightly, but over the years, they tend to remain almost the same or increase. 2. Bonds. Bonds are essentially loans you give to an entity, be it the government or a company. You lend them money, and in return, they pay you back with interest. Bonds act as a deflation hedge, meaning that even if the economy is going down, your money remains safe. 3. Cash. During deflationary times, having cash is beneficial. The lower the prices drop, the more you can utilize your cash. However, if prices rise, cash won't buy as much. Collins noticed that cash typically has a lower interest rate, so he suggests keeping a minimal amount of cash. Cash becomes profitable when you invest it somewhere. By focusing on these simple considerations and tools, you can build a solid investment strategy that is easy to understand and profitable in the long run. Index funds are really just for lazy people, right? There are many rumors about index funds. Since they are a source of passive income, many people don't give them the importance they deserve. But index funds are actually a great investment. An index fund means buying every stock in a particular index. You do this because, as mentioned earlier, it's impossible to always pick the winning stock. So, we invest in stocks that are performing well in the market of our country. Index funds seem reasonable, right? However, many people dislike them. That's because smart people often think that investing means outsmarting the market. They believe they can earn more profit by investing in the right stocks. But that's not true. The stock market is one of the most unpredictable places in the world, and anything can change at any time. The smart choice is to buy a diverse range of stocks within an index. Some people might find this hard to accept, so you should stick to the stocks in your country's index that are earning good profits. It's simple and easy. You can use index funds to grow and preserve your wealth. Collins refers to accumulating and growing money as the wealth accumulation portfolio and preserving wealth as the wealth preservation portfolio. He suggested the wealth accumulation portfolio to his daughter when she started investing. In this portfolio, you should invest your money in market index funds like VTSAX. VTSAX holds shares in almost every company in the U.S. Collins's daughter invests all her money in VTSAX, meaning she has a stake in nearly every business in the country, and her invested money will grow over time. Collins did the same in 1975. He invested $10,000 in VTSAX, which had an annual growth rate of 11.9%. By 2015, his money had grown to $1,515,542. This is the magic of passive income. But what if you're interested in the wealth preservation portfolio? Collins did this when he was about to retire. Since he had already earned money, he wanted to preserve and increase it. So he added another index fund. He again referred to his country's market. He invested as much as possible, even doubling and tripling his investments. Collins says that where you invest your money is up to you. But if you need a reference, here's how he built his portfolio. 75% in stocks. As mentioned earlier, stocks are a good inflation hedge. 20% in bonds. Bonds mean lending money to companies, which in return give you a certificate saying they will pay you back after a few years. This is somewhat similar to a bank fixed deposit, but slightly riskier. If stocks go down, bonds act as a good cushion to protect you. 5% in local bank. This is for liquidity and easy access to cash. Even if you withdraw only 4% of your money, you won't have to worry. Your portfolio will continue to grow. The returns and interest will be enough to support the rest of your life comfortably. By following these strategies, you can ensure steady growth and security for your investments, achieving both wealth accumulation and preservation with minimal stress and effort. Conclusion. So, first of all, you learn from this summary that becoming rich is not an unattainable feat. You just need to change your relationship with money. You have to live a simple life, like a monk. This will give you the financial freedom you desire. The second thing you learned is that you don't need to take loans or debts to live a good life. The biggest sign of financial independence is having no debts. If you do have debts, pay them off, even if you have to pay in installments with interest. The higher the interest rate, the sooner you can pay it off. The third thing you read about is a new mindset regarding money. Money is not just for spending, it can make more money for you. To achieve this, you need to invest wisely and in the right places. The fourth thing you learned is that there is no need to fear the stock market. The stock market is never constant. It goes through daily ups and downs. So, when the value of stocks goes down, don't panic. Be patient, hold on to your stocks, and as the market recovers, so will the prices of your stocks. This up and down trend is a characteristic of the stock market. The fifth thing you learned was the considerations and tools that can help you with investing. Always keep your purpose in mind when investing and ensure you have the basics: stocks, bonds, and cash. The sixth thing you learned is the importance of index funds. Index funds are crucial for passive income. Index funds mean investing in stocks that perform well in the market. If you want to become rich, you should definitely invest in index funds. The seventh thing you learned is how to properly allocate your money. While it depends on your preference, there is a suggested formula. Invest 75% in stocks, 20% in bonds, and keep 5% in the bank. Additionally, during the money accumulation phase, aim to gather at least 25 times your annual expenses. You can grow your money through index funds. According to the author, if you invest 50% of your income in index funds every month, you can achieve financial freedom in 11.5 years. Once you have achieved financial freedom by accumulating 25 times your annual expenses, you can then divide your money as follows: 75% in index funds, 20% in bonds, and 5% in cash. Even if you withdraw 4% of your money annually, most likely your funds will never deplete because the growth from the index fund will outpace your withdrawals. Now, you should understand where the path to becoming rich begins. Absorb these points and embed them in your mind, because the author wants your investment journey to be as smooth as possible, with fewer problems than Collins himself faced. By following these principles, you can navigate the world of investing with greater confidence and security, ultimately achieving the financial freedom and wealth you aspire to.